lot of talent. We have a lot of creativity. We have a lot of knowledge and expertise. We can do it, and we will. So one of the pieces I mentioned is communication. And it's really important. Not just public communication, not external communication affairs, just how we communicate with each other and with the people outside the department that we talk to every day or that we email with every day. We have to be respectful and professional in how we communicate if we want people to be respectful and professional in how they communicate with us. A lot of times we are and sometimes we're not. I want you each to think about how you communicate with the people you work with and the people you serve to make sure that it is respectful and professional. I'm not asking you to be automatons. I am not talking about a sanitized political correctness. I'm talking about basic decency and true professionalism. I think you can each find it in you. If you are about to say something that you wouldn't want your mom to hear you say, don't say it. If you're about to say something that you wouldn't say in front of your 5-year-old, you probably shouldn't say that when you're at work. And remember that everything you put in an email is a public record. It is discoverable. It can be released as a result of a Public Records Act request, and it doesn't have any of the context of the conversation you were having with that person to frame it. It's just the bare words, and there are things we have all put in emails, and then when someone says, did you really mean this? And we look at it and we say, oh, no, it doesn't mean, it's not like what it looks like. But we don't have the opportunity when it's gone out in a Public Records Act request to do that. So please, when you're emailing with each other and emailing with people outside the department, think about that. Bottom line, if it's racist, don't say it and don't write it, because I'm not going to tolerate it. If you're disparaging people because of how they look, because of their income status, because of their faith beliefs, because of their gender or their orientation, or anything else that is really just who they are, don't do that. If you need to say those things, say them on your own time, please. Be your best self. Carry that here. That's what makes us the kind of place that people turn to and respect and hold in high regard. That's how your colleagues hold you in high regard. And that segues into the last thing I wanted to talk about, which is environmental justice. I've been asked why it's such a big deal with me. And what it means to me. I believe that I have things I see and things I don't see, things I know and things I don't know, because of the whole wealth of experiences I've had in my life. They've shaped who I am, they've shaped how I see the world. I try to be aware of that when I'm thinking about problems, when I'm interacting with other people. I also think that the programs that we are currently implementing, the permits, the rules, the statutes, they were all put in place by people. people who have their own histories, their own awareness of problems, and their own blindness to things. So a classic example is our Constitution. All men are created equal. Doesn't say a darn thing about women, does it? That's because the people who were framing the Constitution were aware of their problems. They were men who had been fighting hard for their equality, and they wanted to build a place where they didn't have to fight that fight in the future. And they hadn't thought about other people's fights. That particular fight is different now, but blindness isn't different. So there are a lot of things I'm unaware of. There are challenges people face, there are challenges each of you face that I'm unaware of. I try not to assume that each of you has the tools, the knowledge, the perspective, and the understanding that I have when I look at a problem. If I hold a ball up and I say to you, this ball is red and green, and you say to me, no, it's not, it's yellow and blue. We could argue till we're blue in the face until one of us thinks to turn the ball around and see if it's the same on both sides. This world is not the same on both sides of everything. Environmental justice is about making sure that the problems we're solving include the problems we aren't yet aware of. We have to make sure we're aware of them. We have to build our programs to respond to them. And when we don't have the tools, we have to figure out how we're going to get the tools. That's what environmental justice means to me. And it's not simply a box I'm checking. It's not having had a public meeting. It's not simply hiring Ana Mascareñas. A great step and a huge plus for our department. But that in and of itself does not mean we have environmental justice nailed. We have to look at all of the core programs we implement and make sure that we've taken the ball up and turned it around as best we can, that we've brought in whatever information we need to bring in so we can see the other side, so that we're solving the problems that are out there, not just the problems we know about. That's what environmental justice means to me, and so the process of addressing it for me going forward is going to be working with all of you so that in our programs, in our decisions, in how we deal with our work each day, we try to make sure we see the other side of that ball.